Quilty is brought to you by
APQS, handcrafted quilting machines. Aurifil. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing.
Havels Sewing. When you need to cut it close, choose Havels.
Moda. Make something quilty with Moda fabrics. Hello out there in computer land. It's Quilty. I'm Mary Fons, and I have a very special guest with me today, Emily Lang. Welcome to Quilty.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. It's really nice to have a friend on the show. Sewing with a buddy is a lot of fun. And it's really, really fun when the sewing buddy that you have does something totally different from what you typically do. So, Emily, can you tell me a little bit about why you like working small?
I like working small because, well, for one, it's very economical. You can make a fat quarter go forever and ever and ever when you're using 1-inch squares.
And
so
we.
Yes.
I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to interrupt you. But as you're telling me this, I just want people to see what we mean by working small. Emily made this pincushion, and it is very small. So please continue. So this is our visual here. So you like, because you can make the fabric go much further.
Yes,
right?
You can make the fabric go much further, but also if you have a really busy print, then you can really pull out the very specific colors you're looking for.
Right.
Without using the whole thing, you wouldn't even necessarily recognize what fabric it is. So I can make it really my own.
Right.
Without much work.
It's honestly, your scarf is a perfect example, because
Yes.
you've got blue here, but you've got yellow pieces that you can, you have blue fabric, yellow fabric, all these different things. It's pretty awesome. And so for the project today, the gift card pockets, and check out Quilty Magazine, because this will be featured in Quilty Magazine, Emily's lovely teeny work. We're making these really, really cute gift card pockets. They're so fast, and they are extremely usable because everybody loves gift cards. So any kind of holiday or birthday, whatever, you're going to be able to use these and give them to someone, and they're a gift in and of themselves. So Emily, can you tell us a little bit about what you did, and then we'll look at how you did it.
Sure. Basically, I just took some rectangles of fabric. You sew them right sides together and turn them inside out, and just very easily with a couple basic steps, they become a very, polished end product there.
Awesome. Okay, so if you can tell me a little bit, you used some fusible on the tops of these. Point out to me how you did that, or where you did that, so people can see.
Just here, all of these squares here and the circles over on this side are all fabrics that have been fused on the backs. So I brought some examples of the what it looks like before. This is just a generic fabric. It had been die cut, so we've got some nice circles there. But before cutting it, I had fused some just lightweight fusible. I use Wonder Under, but whatever you have on hand. This one was paper backed, so I've already peeled off the paper. But I fused it before cutting, so then every little edge has a fusible. You don't have to goop up your iron, nothing.
And when we talk about fusible, for the beginners who might not know, fusible web is usually it's a web of glue that's usually on a paper. We have some here too. And fusible, it comes in strips like this if you need a little strip of it. And basically it fuses glue onto the back of your fabric, and it's a lightweight glue that will help stick things down, sometimes temporarily, sometimes permanently. There's all kinds of different fusible. Where else do you use fusible? I mean, what other projects have you made lately that you
well, the scraps here are all from a quilt that I made using these circles. So I had a die that had various sizes of circles. They're just kind of random, which was, truthfully, I cut the fabric because they were circles and I didn't have to cut them by hand.
Oh, yeah.
As a result, I ended up doing a quilt that was just a whole bunch of varying size circles scattered diagonally across a white background.
Yeah, sure.
So I just free motion quilted around the outside of them once they were fused down. And I didn't have to pin, I didn't have to worry about the fabric buckling at all or anything like that.
Right, so for applique stuff, it's really helpful because, like, my mom likes needle-turned applique, where it's like, beautiful and very fussy and very time-consuming. Fusible is like, your iron usually activates the heat, the glue, and there you go. Okay, so let's talk about these pockets. Let's go through the steps of how to make them.
Sure.
So what comes first, Emily?
First, you cut your pieces.
Okay. We'll just lay them right in here in the little sweet spot.
And you're going to have two background pieces. You're going to have two fusible backed interfacing.
And interfacing is?
Interfacing's it's a layer of fabric, a lightweight fabric, with the same kind of glue on the back. So then you'll just press that onto the back of the one piece, it kind of changes the feel in the hand of the fabric. So it makes this quilting cotton more like a heavier weight, like a home deck fabric.
Exactly.
Weight, yes.
Gives it another layer, so it's sturdier.
And then you'll have two pieces here that are for the smaller size, the pocket.
Great. Okay, and then, what comes next?
So next here I just have shown with the fusible on the back. So again, you're just going to use your iron to activate that. Glue side down. The glue side is kind of nubby. You can kind of tell which side.
Feel it, yeah. For sure.
So that's for sure. It just changes the texture a little bit, the weight of that fabric.
And then you're stitching your two pieces together, right? And that's just a 1/4 inch all the way
Quarter
around.
inch all the way around.
And don't forget to leave the opening.
Yeah,
right?
and you leave about a 2-inch opening here on the one end. That just makes it so that you can turn it inside out. You'll cover all of those raw edges really easy that way.
Because you've sewed the right sides together, you're going to turn this inside out, okay? That's the kind of thing that happens a lot in garment sewing. We don't do it a lot in quilting, turning things inside out, because we're usually piecing and doing those things. But here, we are going to do that. Okay, step 4. There's only 6 steps.
Yeah.
So it's like this really fast project, okay?
Yeah. So this one, and this is where the smaller size strips of fusible work. This one I just have pressed open that opening. So these pieces are flat. That gives us a crisp edge to work with when we sew it all together. It'll be very nicely finished. But this shows the paper backing, and then you just peel that off. And the glue's still there, so then you turn it inside out. I've clipped the corners here too.
That makes it rounder.
So yeah,
on
that
the
makes
edges.
it nice and crisp on those edges. If you didn't clip those, then it's not gonna, those corners aren't gonna poke out very well.
Yeah, right. Okay, and once you've done that and turned it out.
Yep, we've just turned it out there. Give it a good press, real crisp. I used to hate my iron, but it's really the best tool because you'll get a good finished product with that.
True, and you said you really like precision. You really enjoy, and that's another reason you like working small, right? Is you have this precision, and your iron will help you always. Okay, and then that's our little.
This is the last step. I just merely took some little scraps of already fused pieces, cut them down to size, whatever, arranged them however like, in just a quick press of the iron, and they're there. They're not going to go away. They're not going to wash away. They're not nothing. Right. I mean, you probably wouldn't wash this.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
Right. And if you wanted to or something like that, I mean, if you wanted to put embellishment on this piece, if you're not using fusible, if you're stitching it down, you'd have to do all of that first because you certainly don't want to be taking this to your sewing machine and stitching through it because then you're stitching it shut, you know, if that makes sense. So let's take one more look at our little gift card pockets. They are so adorable. They're adorable, and they have little... Oh, Walgreens. Yeah, that would. That's. I mean, I go there like almost every day.
You'll never lose your Walgreens card.
What else did you bring me? Ooh, Olive Garden, endless breadsticks, and Starbucks.
Starbucks, of course. That's the best one there.
Very good, Emily. Thank you so much. This is an awesome project, and we hope to see you soon on Facebook and Twitter. And Emily has a really great blog. And what is the name of your blog?
Mommy's Nap Time at blogspot.com.
Mommy's Nap Time. When her kid goes down to bed, she gets to sew.
Yes.
Cool. Thanks, Emily, very much for coming on the show. See you next time.
Quilty is brought to you by
APQS, handcrafted quilting machines. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing.
Havel's Sewing. When you need to cut it close, choose Havel's.
Moda, make something quilty with Moda fabrics.